welcome back to the recap of RWBY Volume 5, Chapter 3. We learned a few things this episode, so I hope you've seen it. Let's start. We start the episode with the Belladonnas and Sun getting ready to speak with the people of Menagerie. They're about to try and undermine at least a part of a huge organization. Sun gives him comfort, and I think this is the first time Gira didn't glare at him for existing. Gira has a speech and provides the audience with more information about his past relations with the White Fang. He says that Haven is falling. It would be terrible for everyone, not just humans, which is true, and they should be working with the humans to protect Haven Academy, seeing as it's the White Fang's next target at the next full moon. This actually makes me curious as to what a full moon looks like in this world, with it all being, well, shattered and all. Like, does it become a moon that's fully put together, and the waning and waxing phases are different ways of it shatters, with how much is falling off of the moon? That would actually be pretty cool. I'm off topic. Yeah, it's going pretty well, and the people are pretty into it, until Ilya pops in and is like, you guys suck, you guys are traitors, and they want us to work with the people that force us to work in dust mines, and treat us like trash? What the hell is wrong with you? And then she runs off, and Afonso is like, get her, though I think Gira's speech held some weight here. The sharing of information went better than I thought it would, seeing as I used to think it was gonna go horribly wrong. Moving on to Ranger Crow and now Oscar, we learn that Oscar and Ozpin can switch controls of Oscar's body, in a way. Kinda like in a wrestling match, you can tag in your partner, but this happens in your head. Also, Oscar's voice and posture being all formal is kind of adorable, and I really want to hug him. Ozpin finally explains how the whole possessing other people's mind thing works. He's cursed. Boom, that's it. To exaggerate, for thousands of years he lives, dies, and is reincarnated in someone else's body, like we saw him do with Oscar. It turns out the light and dark gods cursed him because he failed to stop Salem the first time. So I assume once she's defeated, he'll finally die properly, so don't get too attached to Ozpin, guys. Side note, RWBY is really excited about Oscar and the whole situation. I really hope that the series isn't trying to push a RWBY-Oscar thing, because they literally just met, and I think Oscar's like 12. Anyway, Ozpin says how Lionheart's kinda sketchy because he's going against orders that he gave him, so there's that. Crow breaks a table, and then it sounded like Ozpin was about to start a To Be a Man montage from Mulan, and I almost flipped out. RWBY's like, who's gonna teach us, eh? And Ozpin's extra, so he did a backflip onto an armchair like, me. Everyone's like, boy. Weiss finally wakes up from the kick to the face, and she's in a cage being held captive. Then, Freno? I think that was her name. Comes in. I know we haven't actually been told she's the Spring Maiden, but there's so much evidence at this point from the opening and how they said she ran away a decade ago as a child, and so she's probably 20-25 now, and she looks around that age. And how in this episode, once Ozpin said he's gonna assure them the safety of the Relic of Knowledge, it flashed to her scene. Another point I believe in the first episode recap I did, I said Spring was being held captive. Well, that was obviously a lie, seeing her so highly ranked, she just had to walk into the room for the two bandits to show up and stand alert. So Spring explains how Weiss is going to be held for ransom against her father, and she should cooperate if she wants to go back to her mansion. Something tells me Weiss won't cooperate. I have no idea why, it's just something's telling me this. Weiss threatens them, basically, and it can only remind me of an elementary schooler trying to be tough, like, but my older sister is gonna kick your butt, haha, she's a special op in the military, haha. But damn, apparently Winter isn't in Mistral anymore, because Ironwood called all his soldiers back when he closed the Atlas borders. So there goes all my hopes for Winter being in this volume, and Winter going into the base, Bliss flying to save Weiss. It becomes nighttime and Weiss is left alone, that was stupid, and she summons a little tiny version of Nighty. I'm calling it that now. Nighty. This proves she can really change the size of it how she wants. So everyone who was flipping out about how small it was when she first summoned it in Volume 4, compared to when she fought it in the White trailer, shut up. Honestly, it's really cute how amazed she is by it. It's almost like childlike wonder. She's so adorable and I love her. And we're finished. The whole Ozpin thing, I feel like I expected, but I didn't expect it, you know? Like, I figured it would be something crazy and weird, but I didn't think it was being cursed. That's kind of a boring explanation. We now have a reason for Blake to go to Mistral, because guarantee she's going to be going to fight for the school. Since Sun is obviously going with her, maybe we'll see the rest of Team Sun. Yang's still not in this chapter, and much like last volume, I can see why. Like, all she's doing is riding her bike. What's so interesting about that? Like how in last volume, she was just sitting around or training with her dad. Like, why do we need to see that 60 times, when only showing it a few times has the same impact? If anything bad happens to Weiss, like death, I quit the series, I'm saying that now. She can be injured, sure, But death? Bye. I don't know if she's gonna use Nighty to attack people at night, or if she's gonna saw the bars off her cage. I guess the latter makes more sense because he is about the size of a water bottle. Looks like in the near future we're getting a training montage, possibly next chapter. RWBY needs to work on hand-to-hand, much like Yang said in the Yang character short. John may be closer to unlocking his semblance, and for there being so much build-up for this goddamn semblance, it better be good. Also, Ren and Nora seem to be a lot more like how they were in the first few volumes, which I enjoyed. They, or at least Nora, were a lot more cheerful than they were in Volume 4, and I liked it. Crow's gonna find some huntsmen that the Mistral Council doesn't control, which means off to sketchy bars you go. I'm still really hoping to see Winter. Maybe she stayed behind? I don't know. I just really want to see her. I think that about covers it. So, there's the episode. What were your guys' opinions on the episode? What was your favorite part? Anyways, thank you all for watching. Please leave a like. It really boosts my self-esteem. Please make sure to subscribe to see these every week. See you guys then.
And you forever I'll follow. You'll be my holy grail.